बिल्कुल नीरज, हम लौटेंगे आपके पास। इस बीच राम जेठमलानी को आप देख रहे हैं, प्रेस से मुखातिब किसी भी पल ये हो सकते हैं। आपको बता दें, उनका साफ ये कहना कि काफी
proceed to ask your questions.
सर हिंदी में अगर
यार देखो अभी आए I'll try. I feel a little more comfortable in English. First of all, a resignation pending inquiry into any allegations is not a confession of guilt. The principle of such resignation is that a person while in office may be able, either by influence or other methods, to influence the investigation itself. Therefore, he should be out of office at least. If a person who chooses to remain out of office during an investigation is ultimately found innocent, he returns to his office with increased prestige and credibility. It is good for the person concerned. I thought that a president of my party would voluntarily take this step, either of resigning or at least publicly offering to resign. While I was in England, I came to know from the press reports that not only he was not contemplating resignation, but he was looking for an amendment of the party constitution and a second term. That is why from England itself I wished my opinions to be known both to the country as well as to Mr. Gadkari himself and to the party undoubtedly, that in the interest of the party, the interest of the nation, and in the interest of Mr. Gadkari himself, he should resign. While I was in England, after having made that statement, I was approached by some common friends. Among them, the main person I have no difficulty in telling you was Mr. Gurumurthy, who has been a long friend of mine. He said, "You are now in a few days coming to India. Please don't make any further statements." I say, "Listen, it's a matter of few days. I don't intend to spoil my trip in London anyway by getting into these controversies. I will not make. I have kept that promise, and I thought that Mr. Gurumurthy would meet me immediately on my return. On one or the other, I won't call it a pretext, but on one or the other ground, that meeting has not become possible. Long ago, I had written to Mr. Gadkari that I would like to discuss party affairs with you. We'd like to meet. And I'm talking of as far back as May this year. And I happened to be at that time in India. I was out on a trip, then I had suddenly been called here for a day, and during that one day I wrote a letter to him. And he says, certainly we will meet. That meeting has not taken place. No meeting has taken place till today, in spite of the fact that I have been in India now for nearly a fortnight. Now, first of all, what has happened today, that the story of the alleged irregularities is this unfortunate statement which he made. I mean, to my mind, I thought that it is imperfect knowledge of English. But he seemed to have made it in Hindi. And, so I stood corrected when somebody told me, but he has spoken in Hindi. I think it is a very, very silly statement to make for anybody. But ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, I mean, frankly, I would resign from the party. But I believe that at the present circumstances, if I resign from the party, it will be a betrayal of the whole nation. the nation needs an opposition party. On the one side, you have Mr. Gadkari, who brackets Swami Vivekanand with Dawood. On the other side, our future Prime Minister, who is about to be dumped on this country, does not know the difference between Kargil and FDI. So now, I have to make up my mind who is worse. Gadkari is not the Prime Minister of India. He is not going to be the Prime Minister of India. And that man is almost a sure shot for being the Prime Minister of this country. I face a tremendous conflict in my mind. I have been a congressman at one time myself. But I regret to say that when the Congress was full of people whose character had been molded by the actions and principles of men like Mahatma Gandhi, men like Sardar Patel, men like Lal Bahadur Shastri. Incidentally, I make no difficulty in confessing to you that the greatest Prime Minister of this country has been Lal Bahadur Shastri, a congressman. Well, these people used to be there in the Congress party. I regret to say that either they have disappeared or at least they have gone underground. And it seems to me that there is no brave voice left in the whole Congress party. It only consists of sycophants and flatterers who are serving a corrupt family. It is this conflict which keeps me in politics. I owe it to the nation. I am not a molder of events, I am not a molder of history. But it is my duty to do whatever little I can do before I die, because I owe a debt to the nation and I have to return the debt before I die. So I personally would continue to be in the party, though there are many in the party, and I don't wish to name them, who would like to go out of the party to make their conscience clear. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have told you what I want you faithfully to report, without adding a word, without subtracting a word. I am open like an honest witness to your cross-examination.
सर यहाँ पर आपने कहा कि कुछ लोग सर आपने कहा कि
Now listen, you met me this morning, didn't you? Now at least hold your horses now. Right.
आपने कहा कि कुछ लोग जो है पार्टी से रिजाइन करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन वो कर नहीं रहे हैं. कुछ लोगों का आपने नाम भी लिया है जो कि आया था. वो कौन लोग हैं? अगर आपने
I will tell you what. I have been in touch with Jaswant Singh, Yashwant Sinha, Shatrughan Sinha. We seem to be on the same wavelength, but I don't presume to predict how they are going to act today or tomorrow. But we four of us are clearly of the opinion that a resignation at this time from the party president is imminently called for.
तो सर ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि फिलहाल बीजेपी जो है दो हिस्सों में डिवाइड होती जा रही है. एक हिस्सा जो नितिन गडकरी के साथ में
नहीं, that contains an element of wishful thinking.
सर बीजेपी के तमाम दूसरे नेता हैं, हालांकि वो कैमरे पे तो नहीं बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन वैसे उनका कहना है कि राम जेठमलानी ये इसलिए बोल रहे हैं कि जो नितिन गडकरी विरोधी खेमा है, खास तौर पे जो गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उनके कारण वो बोल रहे हैं.
I mean, it is as silly as anything can be. But tell me, if you have the guts, tell me who said this. बेटा one by one करो ना. One by one. Don't worry, I'll still give you preference because I like you.
Letter to Mr. L.K. Advani. What is in that letter? Have you written it on behalf of people?
The letter which I have written to Mr. L.K. Advani was certainly written on behalf of myself and my three companions.
So what are the contents of that?
Now the contents of the letter I am not disclosing at the moment.
पार्टी के जो और बड़े नेता हैं, लालकृष्ण आडवाणी हैं और सुषमा स्वराज, क्या उनसे आपकी बातचीत हुई है जो आप बातचीत कर रहे हैं?
किसके साथ बात नहीं हुई है? There has been correspondence with Gadkari. There has been correspondence with Lala Advani. But I don't claim that they have met me or discussed the matter with me. They have not. I wish they had.
सर इसके साथ में गडकरी के ऊपर जो एलिगेशन लगा है, आप मानते हैं उससे पार्टी की छवि को नुकसान पहुंच रहा है अगर वो आने वाले चुनावों में?
सर इसी से जुड़ा हुआ एक सवाल है मेरा कि ये जो प्रोसेस अभी पूरा चल रहा है, बावजूद इसके अगर दूसरा टर्म गडकरी जी को दिया जाता है तो क्या आप और आपके सहयोगी पार्टी में रहेंगे या पार्टी छोड़ देंगे?
मेरा ओपिनियन ये है कि इसी मामले में जो देरी हुई है उसमें से पार्टी को आगे ही काफी नुकसान हो चुका है और इस बढ़ते हुए नुकसान को अभी बंद करना चाहिए. प्लीज वन बाय वन. यस फर्स्ट द लेडी हियर प्लीज. हाँ सॉरी. Listen, the party constitution makes that decision. The senior most vice president of the party will take over till the new president is appointed. Obey your own constitution.
Sir, the one from here, the RSS given a clear long road to Nitin Gadkari. The RSS has so far given a long road to Nitin Gadkari. They're firmly backing. Do you think there are different standards?
I don't believe that the RSS has given any rope, long or short. There is also a churning going on. See, some people like me make up their mind a little quicker than others because I am used to thinking on my legs. They think in their bedrooms.
Sir, मेरा जो सवाल था, इस कंडीशन में अगर दोबारा से गडकरी जी को बनाया जाता है तो क्या आप और आपके सहयोगी जो साथ में इस वक्त हैं पार्टी में रहेंगे या पार्टी छोड़ देंगे?
I personally think that this is not the time for me to leave the party because the issues before the nation are too great and I don't want to betray the nation.
सर पार्टी नेताओं का ये भी कहना है कि आपको ये चीजें जो है मीडिया में नहीं कहनी चाहिए थी, पार्टी का इंटरनल मामला था और इंटरनली ही डिस्कस किया जाना चाहिए.
I am sorry, I tried to discuss it internally, but the discussion never took place.
सर अगर पार्टी आपके ऊपर कार्रवाई करती है तो आप तैयार हैं?
I'll be very happy to be expelled from the party if they want to.
सर आपको क्या लगता है?
Somebody has to pick up that courage.
सर ऐसे वक्त पे जब गडकरी की वजह से पार्टी को नुकसान हो रहा है तो कौन ऐसा नेता जिसको आगे किया जाए जिससे पार्टी की छवि बहुत सुंदर हो जाए, अच्छा हो जाए?
मैंने तो कहा है जो भी इस बीमारी से आजाद हैं उनको रखो.
मोदी,
of course Narendra Modi, according to me, he is my choice of a prime minister, but I don't think whether he has got time to become a party president at this time.
क्या आपको लगता है सर ऐसे वक्त पे जब अध्यक्ष को हटाने की बात हो रही है, दूसरा टर्म नहीं देना चाहिए, तो ऐसे में अभी वक्त है कि नरेंद्र मोदी को भी पीएम कैंडिडेट घोषित करना?
These are matters of wisdom on which I am not at the moment a judge, nor am I inclined to make any statement. These are matters which can be discussed. After all, the first primary objective, the noblest of objectives, is to throw out the government of crooks.
सर आपने ये भी कहा कि मेरे को जो है जो वर्स्ट ज्यादा है और कौन सा कम जो है खराब है उसमें से भी चुनना. आपने बाकायदा राहुल गांधी के बयान का भी जिक्र किया है. क्या कहेंगे कि जिस तरीके से अभी?
I have made no secret of this fact that I consider Mr. Rahul Gandhi an illiterate. I have not made any. What is his educational qualification? What have you ever heard one quotable quote from this man during the last 10 years? Talking about. And the trouble is that the press has lost its courage. Large sections of the press have become party people. So you are all my guests. I don't wish to say anything about you, but I have a long score to settle with the press.
सर नीतीश कुमार में पीएम पोटेंशियल देखते हैं क्या?
हाँ?
नीतीश कुमार में पीएम पोटेंशियल देखते हैं जैसे नरेंद्र मोदी और राहुल गांधी में देख रहे हैं?
किसमें?
नीतीश कुमार
बिहार चीफ मिनिस्टर.
भाई I tell you frankly, I mean he is the man who